Hello, friends. It's Dr. John WorldPeace JD coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico on November the 28th. The title of this commentary is The Third Millennium Global Perspective for the United States of America. The Zionist Holocaust in Gaza has brought to the forefront the question of what does the United States of America stand for in the third millennium. Let me begin by saying that one thing that Hitler taught the world was that continued repetition of lies in time will be accepted as the truth. This is practiced by Putin and most definitely by Netanyahu. The post-Nazi narrative of the Jews is made up of outright lies and the twisting of the truth in many areas. The primary lie foisted on the world by the Zionists that the Jews are the chosen people of God and the chosen nation of God. This is an absolute lie, since the Jews crucified Jesus Christ in 30 CE, Common Era. When Jesus died on the cross, the veil in front of the Holy of Holies in Solomon's temple was torn in half, representing God's abandoning the Jews. At that point, the Jews were no longer the chosen people of God or the chosen nation of God. There are three proofs of this, undeniable. In 72 CE, 42 years after Jesus was crucified, God allowed the Romans to raze Jerusalem and the Temple of Solomon to the ground and disperse the Jews out of Jerusalem and into the rest of the world human society. He tore down the city, tore down the temple, and dispersed the Jews into the world. And his instrument in this was the Romans. Number two, in 600 CE, Common Era, God rose up Muhammad, the progeny of Abraham's first son, Ishmael, as the prophet of the Muslim religion. Today in the world human society, there is 1.8 billion Muslims and 16 million Jews. It should be obvious who God favored and favors. At the same time, God gave the land of Israel, including Jerusalem and the Temple Mount, to the Muslims. The Muslims built the Dome of the Rock shrine and the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount, the prior location of Solomon's temple. In the 1930s and 40s, God allowed Hitler and the Nazis to exterminate 6 million Jews. This is factual history, friends. This is what's happened. These are the three big events since Jesus was crucified. I don't have any good events for what happened to the Jews. The point is simple. When the Jews crucified Jesus, their Messiah, God abandoned them. He abandoned them. The three events described above leaves no doubt but that God is disassociated from the Jews. Jesus was the Jewish Messiah, and after his crucifixion and resurrection, he became the head of the Jewish religion. The New Testament of the Christians, which says Jesus appointed Peter the head of the church, is nonsense. Jesus wasn't setting up a new church. He was taking over the church he was a member of. Never made a mention one of a new church. Jesus was not going to start a new religion. The Christian Bible was not written in its official form until 382 Common Era, 350 years after Jesus was crucified. The Roman Catholic Church edited the truth of 3 centuries of Christian literature and eliminated the Gnostic Gospels, spiritual Gospels, from its final version of the Bible. Then the Pope ordered everything else that was written about Jesus prior to 382 to be burned. However, in 1947, the Dead Sea Scrolls were uncovered in Palestine, and in 1945, the Nag Hammadi libraries were uncovered in Egypt. These documents were some of the ones that the Catholic Church tried to destroy after creating their official Bible to suit the bureaucratic purposes of the Catholic Church. In short, the Gnostic Gospels considered Jesus a spiritual teacher, whereas the official Bible declared Jesus a religious bureaucrat and made him head of the corporate Catholic religion. Jesus had nothing good to say about bureaucrats of corporate Judaism. The original Christians were all Jews. After Jesus was crucified and resurrected, Judaism morphed into a branch of the ancient and archaic Judaism, which is presently known as corporate Christianity. Corporate Christianity was declared the official religion of Europe after Constantine legalized it in 313. America was founded by European Christians, and in 1776, God inspired the Christian establishment of the United States of America, the only nation in the world that is a melting pot of all nationalities, all religions, all races, all genders, in which all American citizens are guaranteed equal rights. America is a nation in a world of nations that has citizens who still have families in their native countries. So here's how this relates America to the rest of the world human society. Immigration from all nations of the world, plus the Native Americans, make up the United States of America a globalist nation, in that no nationality is denied a potential citizenship in America. Through these people from countries all over the world who come into America and become citizens, America therefore becomes integrated in the world human society. And we become globalists. American is a chosen nation and people of God, not the nation of Israel or individual Jews. Israel is an apartheid state and anti-Semitic nation based on its Holocaust against the Palestinian Gazans going on right now. The Jews have tried to create a global definition of anti-Semitic as only referring to the Jews. The truth is that both Jews and the Muslims are the progeny of Abraham. The Muslims, the progeny of Abraham's first son, Ishmael, and his second son, Isaac, the father of the Jews. The correct term for anti-Semitism applied to the Jews is that it is really the term anti-Zionist. People are anti-Zionists. You see, not anti-Semitic, they're anti-Zionist. The Jews are the rabid anti-Semites against the Muslim Palestinian Gazans. The arrogant Jews trying to confine anti-Semitism to only acts against the Jews can avoid the Jews being labeled anti-Semites by trying to claim the term only applies to the prejudicial acts against Jews, not the acts of murder of the Jews against the Semitic Muslims. Now, the USA, being the chosen nation, chosen people of God, makes it nonsense for American evangelicals and fundamentalists to subordinate America to Israelis. The Jews have been cursed by God, and Israel is an apartheid state. There's two levels of citizenship, one for the Jews, one for the Muslims that are still there. The Jews like to promote themselves as the chosen people of God in order to justify their murderous Holocaust against the Palestinians. It's not a war. It's a Holocaust. You got a full-blown, well-equipped modern army against guys in their street clothes with rifles. Give me a break. It's not a war. That's a crime against humanity. Now here's the problem with Joe Biden. America is made up of a significant population of Jewish and Muslims, Palestinian citizens. Both have extended families outside of America. The new perspective of America is that it cannot prioritize the acts of the Zionists and discount the rights of Palestinian Muslims in order to supply weapons to the Zionists to commit a genocidal Holocaust against the Palestinian Gazans. We got enough blood on our hands, thank you, Joe Biden. No more. No more bullets to the Jews to kill Palestinians. They've got them locked into an area they can't get out, they can't get food and water, no communication, no fuel, and the Jews are killing them. It's just crazy. No sane person can make sense out of this. And no real American can make sense out of it. Except we're buying into it because we're sending the Jews, the Zionists, the bullets to murder the Palestinians. That's the bottom line. We have to take ownership of the Zionist genocide against the Gazans and therefore cover American hands with Palestinian blood and discount the American citizenship of Palestinians. America cannot support the apartheid nation of Israel and its crimes against humanity and its genocidal Holocaust against the Palestinian Gazans. It's an act of treason for Americans to support the apartheid nation of Israel's genocidal anti-Semitic Holocaust against Palestinians, much less allow Israel to use its modern army to make war on civilians, men, women, and children, which is against international law and just common sense. This is Dr. John WorldPeace. I've got some information posted on the bottom of this video of the related websites I have regarding this. And I'm asking you to contribute. All the money is going to go to be spent on advertising and promoting exactly what I've said and other world peace things that I communicate with. And also there's links to my site for John WorldPeace, the independent maverick write-in candidate for USA President 2024. Thank you for your consideration. Think about what I said. Get on board. You got to do something. This has got to stop. Period. The Jews have got to be taken out of Palestine, put back within the 1967 lines, bring the right of return for all Palestinians back to their homeland that the Jews have been pushing them out of since 1948. In 1948, they pushed 750,000 Palestinians off the land that they really had no right to. God gave the Palestinians and Muslims that land in 600. That's 1,400 years of possession. Have a good day.